Hello. I'm going to mount my piece of wood into my chuck plate. I've already gone through the motions of putting a center mark, and I've already had it on the lathe, but there's been some difficulties with other lathe that I had to work on, so I'm not really ready, and I'm redoing this. But here's what I'm about to do. I've put on my nose ring. I call that a nose ring. Let me move my finger so you can't see that ugly sucker. But there's my nose ring, and what it is a piece of steel. It's got 4 holes in it that mounts onto the nose of my live center. My live center, because I made that live center. So now what I'll do is I'll bring that in, and I'm trying to locate the holes I had in here before. There we go. The only reason I'm trying to locate the holes I had in there before is because I put them in and I was called away and trying to get a video started, and I'm not getting anywhere on the video fast. So now everything's taken care of at the other lathe. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and round this piece and put a tenon on it. I want it as close as I can get it because I like close. Okay, now it's done and ready. This is not going to come off. There's 3,000 or about 2,500 RPM. There's 3,000 RPM right there. This thing hasn't even had a chisel put to it. That's how safe that chuck plate and that nose ring makes wood turning. I'm not going to turn it that fast, not until it's round. Just, I don't know, I guess I could. I will. You notice I'm standing way back. You can't really see that. Maybe we want this zoomed out so you can see the full impact. Nothing's going to happen. Something that could happen with this particular piece of wood is it has a crack in it. This side's not so bad, or maybe I removed that crack. Nope, there it is. Big old crack runs across there, and it goes, it's not really a crack, it's just a bunch of bugs got in there and made that. But anyway, that's the only thing that could possibly happen, is have the piece split. I'm going to keep going at high speed. I'm rounded. No, I'm not. I still have a little bit of bark I need to take off. And there's so many bug holes in here. That's what this whole thing is all about. It's just full of bug holes. And that's the weakest part of the whole tree. And you can see what's happening. Let me move that camera to another location. You get a better idea of what I'm talking about. You can see that whole piece of wood right there. Back here, all the way back. It's just, I think if I was to take air and blow that out, I'd have a chasm through there. I'm going to slow it down a little bit because I don't like the looks of that, but I'm going to concentrate on the tenon in a minute here.
Okay, I've got a pretty decent cut right in here on the hardwood, and right here between my thumb and forefinger on the hardwood. But right here, it actually cut fairly clean, considering it's just pretty much like punk. But it's not punk. This wood does not spalt. It's a desert wood, and we just don't get mold to any great extent. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, we do not get spalt unless we create spalt. I've done it on a piece. I put it in a plastic baggie and set it underneath a whole pile of shavings, and 3 months later, boy, talk about the beautiful wood. This wood seems to be pretty hard, or abrasive, I should say. Yeah, this is going to have to be a stabilized piece of wood, and it's too pretty to just toss, so it needs to be stabilized. I'm going to go ahead and make a tenon, define a tenon on here. I guess that was starting to come loose. It was singing to me. I've never heard that before. My tenon's still not deep enough, but I will go in and make it a little bit deeper. And I'm going to give you guys a good view of this piece of wood to show you what I'm talking about. Now, I know there's people that live in forests and things like that, and you got wood coming out their ears. You're going to say, well, that's a piece of trash. I live in the desert, and we don't have a whole lot. We have a lot more than most people think, but we don't have where we can pick and choose our wood. It seems like 10 minutes after it dies, it's already bug-ridden and starting to crack. Okay, I got 2 batches of bark. I'm going to make my tenon just a little bit longer because most of that's bark. And then I'll set up a spot to where it cut this off, because when it goes into a chuck, it needs to have a good mount. Okay, that's a 2 1/4 inch chuck, tenon. Now I'm just going to square it. And then, that's my guideline for running this through the bandsaw. So I've got my tenon. Let's see what's going on here. I guess, oh yeah. That's 2 1/4. I'm good. I'll turn it around and face the front, but I'm going to run it to my bandsaw and cut this off first. That's as simple as it gets, taking it off.